Good morning, everyone. On behalf of the whole fraternity of the School of Human Settlements, I welcome you all to the first open house of the year 2022. The School of Human Settlements was launched in 2016. It is a unique school that allows students to explore and understand the managerial and planning aspects of the functioning of the urban realm. It has been offering a unique MBA program with specialization in urban management and governance, the first of its kind in India. To meet the growing needs of urban development sector, the program has received excellent industry feedback, and the alumni are placed in leading consulting firms and various government organizations. Since 2020, the School of Human Settlements has also started offering an innovative 2-year full-time postgraduate degree program in urban and regional planning. The school also offers doctoral degree programs in urban management and governance and in urban planning. We are also extremely proud to inform you that the school will also be offering bachelor's in planning degree from this academic year onwards. Here is a short video highlighting the infrastructure and campus life at Exile University.
Established in 2013 at the request of the government of Odisha.
Having a rich history of foreign that is aiming at excellence in everything we do.
It is a fascinating place to study. It is a community in which the student finds a diverse opportunities and a chance to shape themselves and their experience.
Thank you, everyone. This was just a short video to highlight the various infrastructure and campus life at the university. As you know, India continues to urbanize at a very rapid pace of approximately 2.3% annually, as per the recent 2020 estimates of the World Bank. The cities in India are severely stressed due to issues like overpopulation, lack of infrastructure, lack of finance, land management issues, pollution, etc. The advent of the COVID-19 pandemic further highlighted the poor managerial and operational capacity of our cities. It has thus become more crucial to manage the cities effectively for fostering sustainable development. This has become more apparent in the last 2 decades if you especially focus on the various policies and programs and investments that has been pushed by the various national and state governments in the country, in India itself. There has been smart cities, e-governance, green mobility, electric mobility, just to name a few. The recent budget session also highlighted the importance of disciplines that focus on the urban sector and the need for urban managers and planners. I would now like to request Dr. Tautagatha Chatterjee, professor at the School of Human Settlements, to highlight on why cities matter. Sir, over to you.
Thank you, Professor Tyagi. Good morning and welcome to the participants in the session. So I would just like to give a short highlight that suddenly, over the past 2 or 3 decades, past 2 decades to be more precise, there had been a huge upsurge about the importance of the cities at an international scale. And recently, we are trying to getting to see those kind of heightened importance given to the cities, even at the national scale in India. Professor Tyagi, is it possible to show the
yes,
slides?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So why do cities matter? Why are we seeing so much importance being given to the cities? The fact of the matter is, go to the first slide, please.
Yeah, sorry.
First, yeah. The cities globally occupy only about 3% of the global land area, but the cities account for over 55% of the global population. So cities are the places where largest numbers of people converge. Cities also account for 85% of the global economic production. So most of the global economic activities are centered in the cities, and so are also pollutions. Cities account for 80% of the global greenhouse gas emissions. So to address issues of economic development and also issues of environmental sustainability, there is a growing recognition at the highest level at the United Nations, in the World Bank, governments across the world, and even in India, that we need to, if we are really sincere about making a change in the world, that change has to come at the cities. The next slide, please. Yeah. So Ban Ki-moon, a former Secretary General, the previous Secretary General of the United Nations, so put it very, very straightforward that the global battle for sustainability shall be won or lost in the cities. So unless the cities are made sustainable, no amount of sustainable effort towards sustainability, it's really going to make much of a difference worldwide. Next. And it is also a point to note that India is also urbanizing at a very, very rapid pace. As Professor Tyagi Bose has just mentioned, that this change is partly due to India's young population who are looking for better jobs, better education, better opportunities, and there are certain structural changes in the Indian economy, which is pushing more and more opportunities towards the cities. Now, here in this picture, you see there are two lines. We are now, right now in 2022, and over the next 25 years, India is going to become a predominantly urban country. India is going towards an urban future. And that change is going to happen in the working life of the young people who are now in their 2025 to 2025 age group. So in their lifestyle time, you're going to see this momentous change. And how big is this change? Professor Tyagi, can we go to the next slide, please? So in 2022, we have an urban population of 483 million. And in 2047, that is the year of India, the 100 years of India's independence, this number is going to swell up to 811 million. Now, how big is this change? So now, as we are, I mean, the government of India is celebrating, and we are all celebrating um, 75 years of independence. So the next 25 years are extremely crucial, because in this period, the number of people living in cities are going to increase by 328 million, which is equivalent to the entire population of the United States. That includes cities like New York, Chicago, Los Angeles, San Francisco, Washington, D.C., all cities, entire United States put together. It is going to be added to India's urban population. So, can you understand what is the impact of that? Can you understand, I mean, how we can leverage our future with these new opportunities being created and the new challenges that would come up? It would require huge numbers of metro rails, roads, houses to be built, water pipelines to be laid, sewage lines to be laid, non-conventional energies to be produced to make our transition to a green urban future. And on this issue, you can see that, in this year's budget, there had been unprecedented attention given towards this urban shift. As India moved from 75 years of independence towards the centenary of independence, and that is going to be India's urban century. I think I would stop for here, Professor Tiali. Over to you.
Thank you, sir. Just as Professor Chatterjee had highlighted, about the budget session and, how they focus on, the need to manage urban sector. Here's a small video, which is also available on YouTube, where Nirmala Sitharaman actually talks about why why there is a need to focus. Just give me a minute, please.
Seas travel. By the time of India at 100, nearly half of population is likely to be living in urban areas. To prepare for this, orderly urban development is of critical importance. This will help realize the country's economic potential, including livelihood opportunities for the demographic dividend. For this, on the one hand, we need to nurture the megacities and their hinterlands to become current centers of economic growth. On the other, we need to facilitate Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities to take on the mantle in the future. This would require us to reimagine our cities into centers of sustainable living with opportunities for all, including women and our youth. For this to happen, urban planning cannot continue with a business as usual approach. We plan to steer a paradigm change. A high-level committee of reputed urban planners, urban economists, and institutions will be formed to make recommendations on urban sector policies, capacity building, planning, implementation, and governance. For urban capacity building, support will be provided to the states. Modernization of building bylaws, town planning schemes, transit-oriented development will be implemented. This will facilitate reforms for people to live and work closer to the mass transit systems. The central government's financial support for mass transit projects and Amrit scheme will be leveraged for formulation of action plans and their implementation for facilitating the TOD and TPS by the states. For developing India-specific knowledge in urban planning and design, and to deliver certified training in these areas, up to 5 existing academic institutions in different regions will be designated as centers of excellence. These centers will be provided endowment fund of 250 crore each. In addition, the AICTE will take the lead to improve syllabi, quality and access of urban planning courses in other institutions. We will promote a shift to use of public transport in urban areas. This will be complemented by clean tech and governance solutions, special mobility zones with zero fossil fuel policy and EV vehicles. Battery swapping policy. Considering the constraint of space in urban areas, for setting up charging stations at scale, a battery swapping policy will be brought out and interoperability standards will be formulated.
This was just a small video to highlight, that it's not only, the country is also focusing on the need to manage its cities and take care of its cities right now. And as we approach, 100 years of independence, it's high time that we do that. And, to highlight a little bit more, at the School of Human Settlements, we also believe that we must continuously adapt and upgrade as per the requirements of the changing times, especially considering the mercurial pace at which the urban environment continues to grow. Thus, taking into account this ever expanding realm, the School of Human Settlements offers a cutting-edge 2-year MBA plus program in urban management and governance. I now request Professor Nalin Ranjan, Assistant Professor at the School of Human Settlements, to share the highlights of the course curriculum and the career prospects in MBA in UMG. Professor Ranjan,
Yes.
over to you.
Thank you so much, Tiali. And before showing my PPT, would like to request you that I want this conversation in a very, it should not be very formal. Just make it easy and please involve yourself. Please ask questions and we'll take it that way. Let me share the screen first so you will get a fair idea, then we will discuss. Okay. So here I am. Yes. Yes. Is it visible? Okay.
Yes, it is.
Thanks. So today we are going to discuss about career opportunities in MBA, urban management and governance. So first thing I would like to start with the programs we are offering right now. First is obviously MBA, urban management and governance, for which you are here. Second is Masters in Urban and Regional Planning. Third one, which we are going to start from this year itself, that is Bachelor's in Planning. And fourth one is PhD in Urban Management and Urban Planning. So by this, you can have an idea that it is a whole complete planning school where we provide every kind of planning courses and offering every kind of planning programs. Our major thrust area are BARC and B-Plan, obviously, because they understand space and all. We also invite people from BTech civil background, which is our one of the most thrust area. BTech from other branches also, BBA, BCom, BA, BSc, it may be in geography, environmental science, economics, political science, psychology, and any graduate with a positive attitude but dedication who can think critically. because our thrust area is quite different from normal area. So it is not like that thing only, but you should have a critical thinking which might be helpful in this particular course. So if we talk about what is urban management and where this idea actually came. So the thing is we are doing planning from last 50, 60 years, and we have a dedicated planning courses in India. But still you must have felt that a 5 or 10 minutes of rain can show you the real picture of the street of urban areas. And the reason behind there, that in the planning course curriculum, they do not provide any kind of skill which can execute the project and which can learn to execute the project. And that is why the idea of urban management came, where we not just make plans, but we prepare our students, or we provide such skill sets which can help them to execute the projects, government projects on plans, with the understanding of finance, operations management, and project management. Okay, and that is why the idea came here. Our tagline, which can be justified through here, that is, we work for the government and we work with the government. So the whole thing within the fraternity of government projects, and that is why our tagline can be justified with this. If we talk about the course curriculum, we have courses on general management courses and functional management. Third one is urban management and governance core courses. Fourth one is specialization, where we provide housing, urban mobility, and wastewater, and plenty of electives and immersion courses. These are not mandatory things. Elective courses are those where, as per your choice, as per your interest, and as per your background, you can go and select 5, 6 of these courses. Okay, and we provide a very wide range of elective courses which may justify your previous learning, and maybe some kind of synergy which you can use for your development. Okay, so in general management courses, like we have GIS and digital mapping, law and contracts, microeconomic analysis, margin and analysis, such kind of courses are. If you talk about functional management courses, that is accounting and decision making, financial reporting and analysis, financial management, project management, such courses are. If we talk about urban management and governance core courses, where we are like financing urban infrastructure projects, fundamentals of statics and urbanism, infrastructure planning management, uh, participatory planning, project development financing. So these are the courses, and obviously 3 specialization with a lot of elective and immersion courses. I will talk about the immersion courses later, which maybe we discuss. Okay, if we talk about the batches and their diversity, our gender diversity is quite 64% are female, 36% are male. So they might change every year based on the admissions and all. If we talk about work experience, 33% of our students are experienced and 67% are freshers. But we prefer experienced person so that they can fit in this environment and feel comfortable. If we talk about the academic background, we have people from BBA, architecture, engineering, BCom, banking, economics. But we have a very good kind of diversity in this batch. But we are always open for more diversity, maybe from BSc environment, or even psychology and BSc political science. All these courses are always welcome. So the more diversity actually defines our strength, because it is the area where diversity is the key feature. Okay. So if we talk about the career opportunities for different backgrounds, if we talk about the architects, they are best suitable for this course because floors, floor is open for you guys because they already understand the space. So based on your interest, you can select any area of your interest and select your career ahead. Okay. For if you talk about civil engineers, BTech civils and urban management is the most common combination in the urban sector. Transportation, water, solid waste, and liquid waste management are the most common sectors for you. If you talk about BTech, computer science and IT people, computer science and information technology are one of the major thrust area of smart city. Smart city applications and e-governance are the most applicable fields for you. It is not the synchronized applicable field for you, but you are open to everywhere. But I am just talking about the most suitable thing. Okay. Because it is a very diverse kind of field. So you can go in any field as per your choice and as per your interest. It is not mandatory. I'm just showing off some of the basic fitted courses based on your background and interest. Okay. If you talk about electrical electronics, so we can say renewable source of energy is the future of the world, and it is one of the highest demanding sectors in green urbanism. So it is one of the most wider fields which are waiting for students from urban management from this background. If we talk about BBA, BCom, city branding is one of the new concepts introduced nowadays by the government. And our some of our students also working in social media handling project for government, not from private side, but for the urban governance, which is also in very much demand from last 2 or 3 years. Okay. If we talk about environment and economics are backbone of urban management. So climate change, disaster management, all these things are related to each other. And urban governance are the leading sectors in this area. If we talk about BSc geography, geography is one of the key thrust area of urban management as they understand the space, and government is focusing on GIS based master plan also, which is offering consultancy, a huge offer from the consultancy side. Geographer people also understand the social aspect as they read about different theories of urban development and human settlement, which is also applicable and helpful for them. If we talk about BA and BSc, so urban management offers plenty of area which can be explored with the positive attitude and dedication. So anyone from any background should have a critical thinking, positive attitude, and dedication can join this MBA urban management. Okay. All these are the FAQs, means frequently asked questions. So I am trying to elaborate maximum, and if something left, you can ask. You're welcome. So I'm going to talk about something related to our CAS process. Okay. So our CAS process are heading under two deans. Deans, one from school and is the overall dean from the XIM University. Okay. Under this, we have a faculty coordinator. Faculty coordinator who are handling career advisory services, CAS. Okay. So under these faculty coordinators, we have a team of students itself, which is being selected by proper interview of the panel. You also can apply for that when you join here. Okay. And you can be the part of the CAS. They work like CAS team and faculties parallelly contact with the companies. Okay. And companies, when there some kind of conversation or positive intent, they talk to our faculty coordinators. So again, they talk to our faculty coordinators. Then after a meeting, we provide plenty of options and explanation of the course and all, and then they decide to go for placement. So then again they go to the CAS team, and then CAS team arrange all the interview schedule, and interested people collect their CVs and distribute among the companies. So based on their interest and choice. Okay. But the thing is, we follow a very meticulous process. Okay. Meticulous process in the sense uh, that we provide, it is not like just contacting companies and you will get the proposal and our students will be recruited by them. No company will entertain. They are uh, providing some amount of money. They are providing you a facility. So they will have some kind of background check about that. And for that is why we have a very meticulous process. First is we invite them for impanelment. Impanelment, like any opportunity related to the urban sector, first of all, they will mail us. They mail us on our cash team mail where it would be like there is some requirement and you can contact us for these positions. Okay. Second thing, it's a regular feedback on immersion course. Remember last time I told you that about the immersion course, we will talk later. So this is the time. What is immersion? Immersion course is like, see, in our course curriculum or in any course curriculum, you can't fit everything in one bucket. Okay. So there are some new things coming up on daily basis in the market. It may be a new software, it may be a new kind of uh, uh, analysis tool, it may be a new kind of model making, developing model projects or concepts. So to adapt all those things, we actually take feedback from the industry. We invite our in panel people, in means in panel companies, to provide their inputs towards the immersion course, like which particular course can be good for our uh, uh, exercise or our course, okay, or our program. So based on their recommendation, we provide immersion courses, and you can go for anyone as per your choice, and maybe it is quite aligned with the specialization which we provide. So based on that, this is like that. Okay. So next is invitation for live projects. Live projects means companies are also willing to provide some opportunities to students that they can work directly on their ongoing projects. Okay. And that may be integrate with your current course curriculum. Like we provide, you have to submit a capstone project in sixth trimester. I mean last year. So it can be combined with that so that you will work with the company on their live projects, ongoing projects, and that will be ultimately your capstone project. So we have such kind of collaboration, and it is very fruitful and interesting. Okay. Last one is invitation for leadership talks. So within your whole course curriculum, you will have 15, 16 leadership talk every year, which will help you to understand the industry, to understand the market, to get update from the market, which kind of thing is going on, what kind of projects they are working. So that would be very helpful for you in future in terms of placement. Okay. Yes. So we have a two kind of internship. First is summer internship for around 2 to 2.5 months. Second is urban municipal immersion, which for 30 to 35 days. So I think you know about these things and arrangements, but let me explain a little bit. Summer internship, your regular internship, where you will go to the companies and you will spend 2 and a half months over there and will work on the life project. But urban municipal immersion is like you will go to the municipal corporation and you will spend 30 to 35 days. You will understand how they are executing projects. You will work with IAS officers, municipal commissioners, and state civil service people, and you will understand. Even they are very happy to invite your inputs also. Okay. So every time they wrote us a mail that we are very happy your students were there and helped us in a lot of projects like that. So right now we have almost collaboration. We have collaborated with almost 50 companies right now, and it is all of them are involved in urban sector. It's not like companies are there like PwC, KPMG, EY. They are working in so many sectors, but we are on urban. We are associated with their urban site, okay, or their urban projects. So or every year we are trying to incorporate or add 10 to 15 companies. Okay. So it is the just outcome of 5 years. What is our real age of urban management? So in next 3 years, we are expecting more than 70 registration and independent. So if we talk about the packages, our average package is around 6.8 right now, which we are expecting to have for 7.5 this year. Okay. And but people usually stuck here. They talk about the current placements. But actually, when we see down the line after 4 and 5 years, you will see the package grows very much. They offshoot actually, and they take a very steep slope and go higher. So if you're talking about long term, this package is not less at all if you want to talk about your future. So if we compare with general MBA, yes, it is true that their initial placement might slightly higher than us, but after 4 years or 5 years down the line, it actually overshoots. Some of our students working on the package of 22 and 24. Okay. So it is not like that, and we are not trying to do some kind of comparison because their area is different, our area is different. So don't consider it as a comparison. But people, it's a frequently asked question about the package and all. That is why I'm trying to define in just a brief introduction about it. But one thing you need to understand, till now we have 100% placement record. But placement is not your birthright. Okay. Placement is not your birthright, but you need to earn it. And we are not at all here a placement agent. We are here to provide you a quality education. So it is not like you have paid the fees, that means you will get the placement. Very good placement. For that, you have to do some work, you have to engage yourself, you have to show your dedication, and then you will be eligible to your placement. But one thing I can assure you, those students who are dedicated, who are doing their job, who are submitting assignment, who are getting their marks, they will not left at all. They will be definitely placed. That thing I can assure. But taking admission doesn't mean you will get placed. So one, please keep this in your mind. Okay. We have a very good advisory board also, like very big names are here, and they are not just influential people, but they provide a very good market feedback for our course curriculum. And as I said, in every 2 years we actually change our course curriculum. So it is just based on these feedbacks. It is not like anything is there and you have to change your course curriculum. It is not that way. But we have a very good, you know, leverage of these feedbacks, and we try to incorporate maximum of them in our course curriculum so that our course curriculum can be market oriented and you will be ready to fit for the market. So this is our main purpose. So some big name like Dev Bhattacharya, Group Executive President, Business Head, Aditya Birla Group, Dinesh Mehta, Professor Seth, uh, Shankar Arumugam, Chief Operating Officer, JLA, Srinivas Kolgi, Smart City. So he's a partner, EY, Sudhir Krishna, Chairman, 5th Delhi Finance Commission, former Secretary, MOUD, Government of India. So these are the very influential people. They are in our onboard member. Okay. So thank you. I think that's it from my side. I have given enough information. So over to you, Tiali, please.
Thank you, Professor Nalan. I now open the forum for question and answer session. If you have any questions, kindly raise your hand, or you can even put up your questions in the text box to the host. Any questions?
Yes, one is raising a hand.
Yes, please, Mr. Saurav. Please go ahead. Please switch on your camera.
Hi,
That
sir.
would be helpful.
Hello, hello.
Hello.
Yes,
Yes.
Hi,
yes, you
sir.
are audible.
Sir, before talking to you, I just wanted to tell you about my background. I am a computer science graduate and I wanted to move into management field. But I just wanted to know that if I will go with this program, what will be the opportunities and what will be the role that will be offered to me?
Great, great. Good question. Yes, first thing you need to understand that we don't want you to leave your background knowledge aside and come for this program. Okay, your knowledge in bachelor's, what you earned is very important for us. That is our main, crux which we need. Okay, and in urban sector, as a computer science, there are huge opportunities. Like some of our students are doing fantastic from this background in this urban sector. See, in the government projects, okay, we are, what is smart city development, Saurabh?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So in smart city, there's a huge thrust area from your background because right now we are working on smart applications. Okay. Smart applications for urban area. Maybe you can contribute. So I can give you some of example, like you can be a very good consultant for government, which can identify and provide ideas what should be best to develop a city. In terms of, you may be associated with smart city, you may be associated with master plan, you may be associated with any project. Okay, again you have another opportunity. So some companies are also associated with the government, they are working on a government projects. For example, they are working to develop, smart city is area based development, so they have to develop an area. For that they will work. Suppose a single example, um, if you have to collect waste from door to door collection, okay, what will you do? We are student working from this background, we are working on live project with recity company. Okay, and she developed an idea that we will put QR code to every door. Okay, it'll scan it and it will be like attendance thing, and it will be also synchronized with the GPS, I mean position, so that anyone cannot just click the photo and at the house they are scanning all these things. So it is not like Paytm scanner where that will also fetch with the location and all. I'm not an expert of computer science. I'm a planner by profession, but still I can understand all these things. So I think such areas are quite interesting and innovative in this field, which can, where you can go and you can fit yourself very much. Okay. So
Just to add to what Professor Nalin has said, say for example, I'm sure you use the Ola Uber app, right?
yes.
Okay.
Right.
So as a person with a computer background, computer science background, or an IT background, what happens is when you study urban management, you also get the urban perspective to it. You would have, if you were just a computer science student, you would have probably worked on the code algorithm, and that is where it stops. But an urban perspective would tell you that why there is a congestion, why certain drivers are moving there, and how you should redistribute them. What are the factors that will help you? And it's not just, sometimes we face issues that, during off-peak hours, during non-office hours, we don't find cabs, right? We find cabs only in certain parts of the city and we don't find in other parts of the city, right? So as a computer coder with an urban perspective, you will be able to, address these kind of issues. So, proper equitable distribution of these services. Another example can be is, what, Professor Nalin said, about the waste management that he was talking. If you know that, the waste vehicles that fly along the city, they're usually geotagged. Okay. So the moment they leave their garage, they, they are weighed and everything is, computerized. That entire information processing is previously used to take place manually. But now, with e-governance, with digitization of services, all of these are fed into the system, and these are taken care of by people from IT departments, right? As a coder, you would have just probably developed the code, but the urban logic, the reasoning behind it will give you a more clearer perspective. So that is how, as a computer IT, a student of computer graduate or an IT graduate, you will be able to contribute better. So, we all complain, but complaining with an understanding makes sense, right? Or say, I'll give you another example. When you're stuck at a traffic light, right? When like, yaar, gaadi chal kyun nahi raha hai? Itna der tak kyun khare hain? You can, the cycle timings, those traffic light, the signal changes are called cycle timings. Okay, that can actually is taken care of by an IT person who kind of, codes the entire thing, and based on the situation, on what kind of traffic it is, that is how they can change the traffic signaling system. That is how you can contribute to the field. I hope we answered your question, right?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you for that.
Okay,
It was
Can I
great insight.
can I say something?
So,
Yeah.
can you give?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hi, Saurabh. I think I just listened all this conversation, and I would like to inform you that at present time, the demand for urban analytics are quite raising, because the government, the entire private or the public project, they are looking for urban analysts who can code and develop a model, as well as who can interpret the analysis also. Because beforehand, what happened, the urban manager or urban planner, they are very good at interpretative approach, but they're not good at the analytical point of view, that how to make a code and how to develop an instrument to evaluate the, suppose, the quality of or the assessment, kind of quality assessment and all. But if you are coming from an urban computer science background, and then you could achieve this urban management course, so you develop as an urban analytics. I think if you can search through Google that the role of urban analytics and the demand for urban analytics are quite raising. I think that would be a great contribution to from your background. Thank you.
Thank you, Arpan. One more thing, one of the alumni is here, Mr. Ashish Chaudhary. Ashish, hello, how are you?
Hi, everybody. Hi, sir.
Yeah, hi, hello. Actually, we have invited our 4 of our alumni, but actually they are extremely busy because it's a Saturday and most of them are traveling. One is traveling to MP for pre-bid meeting. Prerna is busy with ministry meeting, but she told me if she get a time, she will come for 5 and 6 minutes. Okay. And yes, Shubhra is also traveling from Mumbai to Bangalore, I think, for her project. So I'm so sorry, but very soon we are going to organize another webinar where it will be complete. We will invite from industry, our alumni and our students. Okay.
Yes, yes.
That will be different. But
that
Ashish,
is pending since long, I guess now. And I would even I am at office right now, and when I got a call from you, I was like, okay, I have to attend this.
Yes.
So
thank you, Ashish.
It's great to see you, Ashish. I think it would be very nice if you introduce. I mean, you are working in a Lucknow smart city, I believe.
Yes.
Yes, and he is doing fantastic job. So I think, please introduce yourself to our participants. I think it would be a great thing, and I think the participants who are having questions, they can have a lot of questions related to this to Mr. Ashish.
Yes, hi ma'am. Firstly, hi everyone. My name is Ashish Kumar Chaudhary, and I am a graduate of 2018 to 20 batch, and I'm a graduate of urban management and governance. Right now, professionally, I'm working as a business analyst, and I am also an engineer, electronics and telecommunication engineer. Post that, I did my MBA, and it has been a pretty good journey till now. It's like 2 years now, and I would say that yes, initially I had this beliefs and all that what in urban sector and all. Just think of it as a program where you would be doing everything, where we would be dealing with people. Uh, if we are from a technical background, let's say software engineer or anyone who is a backend support to the organization. Here in the companies, if where you will be getting placed, you will be a part of the management team. So for the management team, it will be like you would be focusing more on the people management, how to run a project or execute a project. It would be somewhere or the other, it will be subjected to your core studies. Okay, you won't be getting out of your software knowledge or anything. Nobody is asking you to leave your bachelor's degree aside, but the perspective you will be getting, as mentioned by faculties, was pretty accurate, because it's all about the perspective. You can learn new things and all, but in the end, the bachelor's will also serve a huge role. The skills which you have is absolutely where you can develop in the 2 years of your MBA. And particularly, why urban management and why not RM or sustainability management? See, RM, to be honest, RM is not that booming now, as it was in 1990s. Or now is the era for the cities to manage it well. There are so many projects going on, so don't think of like it is a government dependent like a sector where government will play a huge role. There is always a gap which has to be filled, and all these big players, all these big companies only play this role. Usually government never takes up these challenges on their own hands. They ask for the subject matter expert, and you will be associated in an organization. You will play a key player role as a team member for a project, as a business analyst. There are so many solution architects. Based on the qualification, based on the prerequisites, you can be placed there, and you will be a part of the project management team, the solutioning part, where you will be, even if I am speaking for me, it's all my perspective that I am a part of the solution team in my organization. Right now I'm working in Lucknow smart city, which is my project location, but my organization name is Fluent Grid Limited. So Fluent Grid Limited is a company which is dealing with the smart city solutioning part, also in the energy sector domain and power grid domain. So basically, here we are providing our own development or own.
Ashish, you're on mute.
Oh, I'm sorry. For the first time, I'm using Zoom. In the meanwhile, I would say that why you should not pursue in SM or RM is not a question. It's just because how well can you predict the future? It's just because sustainability also has a future. I won't deny that. But RM, to be honest, it's not where it has been going in 1990s. The curve was very steep, but right now, it's the time for urban managers and sustainability managers to take over. And having a technical background also helps in the solutioning in the recruitment phase, where you will be assigned to the placement. During the placements and all, there are prerequisites that you should be a bachelor's degree holding computer science degree.
Yeah, different companies.
Yeah, so those are very specific. Like for civil engineering, also there are so many people who are asking for civil engineers who must have a urban management or in any people advisory, public advisory forum. or anything in such way. So all these companies are coming into the government sectors, and they are working in side by side to many big companies, many big municipal corporations, and government agencies, development authorities, and all those people are every day like living the same life. But if you are a part of an organization, of a private organization, then it will be totally different. It will be like you will be assigned to many projects, you will be assigned to multiple locations, and you will be traveling, you will be knowing about the current trends which are going on, about the C40 thing which is going on, and also for the urban development in terms of vertical development, building development. There are so many things going on, and government is majorly focusing on all those parts because climate change has been real, and it will be a very big part where you will be playing. So all these things you will be covering in the urban management course. I am sure during my time in the college, I was having all these courses. I'm not sure about the curriculum now, but I'm sure that all these courses, along with the core MBA courses like financial management and all.
Yes, it is there. It is there.
Yes, that would be great. It's been 2 years, and I can comment on this now. Even I was feeling it shaky when I was joining and all, but it has went really good. So I would say just go for it. If you are getting any other opportunity, please do research well. But obviously, urban management is not something which is made for everybody and anybody. But if you have a vision with the urban sector booming in the world right now, then this is the course you have to take.
Okay. Thank you, Ashish. Thank you so much. Actually, there are some more questions. Tiali, over to you, please.
Yes, there is also Mr. Prajwal Tiwari. He had a question. He had raised his hand.
Yes.
Can you please ask your question?
And we
Hello,
have
sir.
some, excuse me, we have some question in comment sections also. So please.
Yes, I will address
have
one
a
of
look.
them.
Have
Yes,
a look. And
yeah.
yes.
Hello, ma'am. Hello, sir. Actually, ma'am, I have two questions. Primarily, I need to ask that since 2 years we have been facing COVID. So, with the impact of COVID-19, is it becoming a boon? Means is it gaining more opportunities for an urban planner when it comes to cities? Because COVID-19 management has been a really important task when it comes to cities and a complete country. And secondly, ma'am, I need to ask that I myself is from an IT background. So are any prerequisites that I need to have or some extra knowledge that I should have before joining the program? So about this urban management, because I have some basic idea on the basis of interest that I have in this.
Can I answer it?
Yes, please go ahead.
Yeah. So Prajwal, I think there is answer in your question only. So you are saying that cities are in the brunt of taking all those things like COVID-19 pandemic.
Yes, ma'am.
So it is very important that you need to first understand the complexities in a city. Okay,
Yes,
and why it is always cities who actually take the brunt of any kind of uncertainties, whether it is a COVID, whether it is any kind of natural disaster, anything. So for that, definitely cities play a very important role. Because when you try to understand sustainability, though we talk a lot about sustainability, but I'm sure that many of doesn't know what exactly sustainability is, isn't it? So according to the General Secretary of the UN, it is said that if we do not focus on cities, we cannot make our planet sustainable. Okay, so it is the war of sustainability which is going to be fought in cities. Okay, so because of that, it is necessary to understand the complexities in a city, which includes transport, which includes the wastewater management, which includes the housing, which includes a lot of sector. Okay.
Okay.
So that is your first question. Can you please just repeat your second question?
Ma'am, actually, I was asking that I'm from an IT background.
Yes.
So I need to ask, are there any prerequisites or any extra knowledge that I can possess before joining the program? Or because I have a basic interest in this, so I have just served on the basis of interest. So if I need to gain some extra before joining the program.
Okay, Prajwal, the thing is that definitely it's a new thing, and as it is already mentioned, it's a very interdisciplinary subject. Okay, so it is not only from the IT, people from social science, people from commerce, people from other electrical or other engineering background, they do join. So there is nothing called a prerequisite, but yes, after you join it, you accept the offer just 1 month before, you will be given a brief about what is required. Say, for example, we do teach our students the implication of GIS, which is the Geographical Information System software, which is now used in almost everywhere, in every aspect, whether you use it in the e-governance, whether you use it in any kind of, say, for example, app you are using, even the Google, they have an interface of GIS. So that we will teach, but yes, if you have any knowledge prior to joining this course, definitely it will be an advantage. Apart from that, we do have AutoCAD, which is the basic software for the architects. Okay, so that we will teach, but if you can gain knowledge before joining, then it is an added advantage. And apart from that, what is required is the dedication and the extra hard work, because we have already said it's an MBA plus, which is not just like selling potatoes and tomatoes in the market, but it requires to understand, because as said, we are dealing with the policy. We are working at a policy level, which is an interface with the government. Okay, so you will be dealing with the government official, we will be dealing with various kinds of people who are actually dealing with various kinds of policies. Say, for example, whether it is smart city, whether it is national urban livelihood mission, anything. Okay, so you have to do hard work, which is required.
Definitely,
So,
ma'am, definitely.
yeah.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, Prajwal. Thank you, Mr. Prajwal. We have another question. What is the status of placement for the current batch?
Okay. That I think I'll be able to answer. Usually to understand the placement thing, you need to understand the timeline. Okay, the chronology. So timeline is like this. Due to we have so much alliances with the government sector, and that is why our placement usually start from February 1st week, and it goes up to April last. Okay, so this is our peak time. Still, it is a placement session. That is why nobody from the current batch can be joined. But maybe next time we will try to catch them. Okay. So for now, presently, our one student have got placed, and 4 parallel companies are just going for the interview for 4 parallel companies. So within 3 or 4 days, 50% our students will be placed. Okay. So current package of our Abhishek Raut, he is placed in e-governance. Okay. And he got the package of 12 lakhs. Okay. So this is our first opening thing. One more student have got placed, but he has not received the offer letter. That is why I can't, explore that more about, and I can't talk about that more. But within, 1 week, our 50% students will be placed. So it is our main timeline, and that is due to the budget. Because after budget, the projects actually come from different private sectors, and they recruit a very bulk amount of people from these colleges, and that is why this is the main timeline actually. Okay.
Thank you. We have a question from Mr. Ark Sharma. Could you please also cover on university collaborations and foreign exchange programs, if any?
Yeah, right. We have the university collaborations, okay, and this exchange program, but it is actually absolutely optional. It is not mandatory. So if you want to do that, you are welcome. And due to COVID, last 2 years, people do not opted for, didn't opted for, they don't want to go or they don't want to visit the foreign. That is why from last 2 years, people will have shown very less interest in this area. Otherwise, we have a proper program. There's no issue. You can go.
Yes, some of our students has also been there.
Yeah. Some
one
of our
student went to
urban
Poland.
management students have got Poland, I think.
Yeah.
Last year.
So we do have that opportunity.
Yes.
Yes.
I think this question was addressed by Ashish. It was raised by Ms. Srivastava. What are the major differences between MBA UMG and MBA Sustainable Management? Do you
Right.
have anything? Would you like to add anything to what Ashish had said?
Yes. Actually, there's a difference. What Asi said is right, but actually SM sustainability management will work basically on CSR funds and generating CSR fund for the well-being. Okay, so it is a kind of more detailed thing in terms of microfinance and CSR. They are not directly associated with development sector. Okay, it is a kind of job we can be mixed with combination with we can have marketing and finance kind of thing. Okay, that's a combination of that sector. So if you talk about sector, we are associated with the development sector. It means you will be associated with the companies who are working on the development of the city. Development means spatial development. I'm talking about development means the quality of life, the space, the aerial spatial setup and land use, all these things. So like that.
I would like to add one thing to it. Tiali, can you please tell me who put this question?
It was by Ms. Varija Srivastava.
So can I request Varija to please switch on the video so we may have more interactive question answer. Varija, are you here?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you please switch on your video?
If possible.
Yeah.
Actually, ma'am, my background is not so good right now.
Okay, fine.
Okay, fine. Okay, just to add with what Professor Nalin said, first, as I said, many talk about sustainability, but the thing is that where are you going to apply it? It is very important question, because it doesn't mean that if you start studying sustainability, you will be able to solve all the issues, because it's a very broad subject. But you should also know that where you are going to apply your sustainability knowledge. Is it in the rural areas? Is it in the urban areas? Or is it in the in some kind of marketing thing? Or in the product management also you need to have some sustainability knowledge. So if you talk about sustainability, as I just now mentioned, by 2050, 50% of the population will be urban. Okay, so people will be living in the cities. Even if the places which you call rural is not exactly rural, they do have the urban infrastructure. Even the rural people also want some kind of urban infrastructure to make their life better. Okay, so that means if you talk about sustainability, it is where the urban places are basically, okay, or the cities. So until we make our cities more sustainable, we cannot talk about sustainability as a whole. Because if you see the, say for example, the emission, the greenhouse gas emission. So can you tell me where exactly the maximum greenhouse emission takes place? Varija, if you have any answer.
Ma'am, from developing countries.
Developing countries, that's true. But is it from the rural areas or it is from the urban areas?
Ma'am, from urban.
Urban areas, exactly. So there lies your answer. So when you want to make something sustainable, you need to understand the sector where you want to apply them. So in that case, definitely there is a lot of difference between the other courses and our course. Okay, so definitely if you talk about urban sustainability, you will first try to understand the sectors in a much deeper way, and then you answer the question of sustainability. Okay, so it is, and also nowadays it's like Professor Nalin said, in SM it is morely the CSR activity, working with some NGOs and all, but we basically work with the government. We work for the government and we work with the government. So even if you are placed in some private organization, say for example, the corporates like KPMG or Deloitte, you will be working for the government projects. Okay, so that's where the difference. So now it is your turn to decide.
Yeah. One
Yes,
more question, I think.
There's another question from Mr. Surya Prakash Kaur. What is the scope of agricultural engineering graduates in MBA UMG?
I
we
think
have
we had a
answered.
discussion, and yeah, like
Yeah, it's
BTech.
basically, I think, in the urban agriculture land management sector. So
Yeah.
you have
But
to
one
take-
thing is more important. This we were talking about. Actually, we had a discussion last, I think, 2 days, 1 or 2 days back, that we are missing someone, or we are searching for someone who can establish a very good knowledge of supply chain management between urban and rural thing. Okay, and that where I think these agriculture people are very much fit and suitable. Okay, another thing, this BTech agricultural people very much familiar with the drainage management and supply chain management, and one more thing, that is like I know the production and marketing for the agricultural projects.
Even
So
sustainable food
yeah.
consumption.
So these areas are very much suitable in this urban management field, and drainage management is a very broad concept. Even our water and waste vertical is totally aligned with that. So you can go very well in that way. You can go also in supply chain part, and you can go also in that um, planning for market development, and trust, or catchment development of a particular phase. Yeah.
There's one question from Ms. Divita Kaushik. Does an economics student have a chance of international placement through MBA UMG?
Okay, good question. See, till now we do not have any such collaboration, direct collaboration with the companies. Okay, foreign companies. But one thing I would say, that we are going to provide you an MBA degree. So anywhere in this MBA thing you fit in can go for, even if it is a foreign or India, anywhere you can go. Second thing, this economic background is very much aligned with policy thing. Okay, and which is, I think, very much suitable for foreign companies also, where you want to go for a job search and any other opportunities. One of our alumni is already settled in, I think, London, ma'am, if I'm correct.
Yes, it's in London.
Yeah. So she's already settled in London, but I don't want to lie here. It is not through our placement. So her placement was in were in Indian company, but she shifted and got an opportunity from foreign, and then she moved from here. So it is up to you. Where do you want to search your career?
Okay.
For future?
Yes, I would like to add with what Professor Nalin. Divita, are you here? Can you please switch on your video?
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, Divita, what's your background in economics?
Yes, ma'am. I'm doing business economics right now.
Okay, that's a very good thing. First of all, first you need to understand that what is international placement. Okay, so if you take any company like Deloitte, EY, APMG,
yes.
all those are international companies. They are working in India in Indian projects, right? So it's not that you will be placed directly in London or directly in Australia, you will be start working. So it is, if you work hard, you can go out. Okay. And also two of our students, they are directly working with the Bangladesh government and the African government. Okay. They are dealing with the Bangladesh project and the African project. I think it's in, just I'm forgetting the name of the African city. So they are directly dealing with those governments, but they are sitting in India. Okay, so they are in some international company, in KPMG, in EY. Okay, so this will pave the way for the opportunity. Now it is up to you how you grab that opportunity through your hard work and dedication. Okay, so directly you won't be placed, but yes, definitely all these companies are international if you are placed in any corporate sector. So I hope this clears your doubt.
Just to add to that, even like during our internship, like this year, some of our students are placed with KPMG for their internship programs also. So, if you are looking at international as a company, of course, there are students who are placed. If you're looking international in terms of geographical location, that is very different. Any more questions, please? Any more questions? I mean, I think I have addressed all the questions that were put up on the chat box.
Yes, yes.
Okay, if you have any, I think nobody has raised the hand.
Okay. Thank you everyone for your time and for joining up with us in this open house. I hope this open house provided you with sufficient information as food for thought, especially. Yes, please go ahead, Mr. Ark. Please go ahead. If you have a question, please go ahead. Yes.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. I wanted to ask about the research paper. Has XIM rolled out any research paper as for urban management and governance?
Can you please reframe your question?
You are asking about research paper, or you are asking about the conference which we had last time?
No, any research paper that we can go through that any
okay,
of
okay.
the
There
that have rolled
there
out.
are so many research papers of our faculties. Okay.
Most of us have doctorate degrees in urban sector, and we have publications. I mean, if you want, you can, we can mail you some of, our published work also. All of us actually work in urban sector. So
absolutely,
yeah, and the thing is that that's the most interesting thing, that I am a geographer, and you can see the names like Professor Tiali. She is also geographer, but she is presently working in transport sector. I am a geographer. I work in disaster and climate change sector. Professor Nalin, he is a planner. He is into wastewater, water and waste management. Professor Arpan Paul, he is also into regional planning. He's a geographer and he's into regional planning, livability, okay, the smart city thing. And we have Sai Kiran, who is engineer, civil engineer. Am I right, Sai?
Yes.
Yes,
please,
and
please,
yes, he's into mobility. So we do have a lot of variety.
Ma'am, if you have introduced ourselves, please talk about our dean and Professor Tagat.
Yes, definitely. Our dean, who is an architect, we have, but she's into the qualitative research and the other, like smart city governance. So gender, exactly. So it's a melting pot of all the discipline into one, and how you contribute or use that knowledge in making the life of people better in urban context. Okay, so, and if you are talking about research paper, we all have a lot of research papers. So you have to go individually to our Google profile, Google Scholar profile or ResearchGate profile, and you can look into the publication, like what kind of research we generally do. And definitely our students who are working here, they do capstone. They have, like, MBA urban management students have capstone project, and many of them, I mean, they work so good, they write in the op-ed article. Like we have one of our student last year who wrote in the op-ed article. Okay, so research perspective is definitely, if you talk about research, we can go on and on. Okay,
just to add to what she said, this year one of our students, if you've heard of the name of National Institute of Urban Affairs, she's actually working, her project is also in collaboration with them, where she's working on sustainable urban river management. So that's also there.
Our school also associated with several government projects. So there are so many government projects in-house itself. Our faculties are working on that. So it is not like just research, and we are also looking for industry orientation. That is why we have a very good partnership.
I asked the question because it will help me cope up with the things that are going on in the campus and in the college. So I am really impressed with the profiles that you guys are carrying, and I am really hoping for learning with you guys in the future also.
Yeah, Ark, I would like to add one thing. It's not by studying our research paper you will get confused. The thing is, it's a very high technical thing. So the main thing what you can do is you can go into the current affairs. Okay, and you can look into the thing that where the Indian economic growth is going, economic development is going, where all the sectors or the infrastructure investments are going. I think in that way you can shape your understanding towards this sector, and then you can start looking to your interest and then looking for the research paper, because research papers are very technical. So if you can go through it, definitely it's a add-on opportunity, advantage. Okay.
Absolutely. So you were talking about Tiali ma'am was talking about the urban infrastructure when it comes to traffic management.
Yes.
And she was giving an example of how we can help in planning the user interface for cabs and all. So in the recent economic survey of India, the present one, the 2021, they have already spoken about something called as ULIP, Unified Logistics Interface Platform. And that time I realized that this program is very well going to be in line with that project that is the government is looking at. Even Gati Shakti, Sagarmala, all of this is a part of urban planning and management.
Yes, actually, as part of our course, we have a course on urban mobility where we actually cover concepts like mobility as a service, and we discuss about how this unified platform works. So just to add on to that.
I think some last question.
Yes, Ms. Devita has a question. When will the final result be announced?
I think you will hear it soon, maybe after 10 days, 10 to 15 days, if I'm not wrong. Professor Nalin, you are on mute.
Actually, our admission department is extremely busy because every, management school is busy in the taking these interviews. Okay. So they are extremely busy right now. I think they will be free within 10-15 days when the admissions load will be lesser. Okay. Then you will get your offer letter, whoever got selected. Okay. So wait for 10-15 days and you will get it.
We expect you will receive your results by the end of March, at least before the end of March, actually.
Yeah, before end of the March. That will be taken care by the admission department. They are, okay.
Any more questions? Okay. So, thank you, everyone. Also, if you have any other queries, just to add on to it, we also intend to have another interactive open house with the alumni and the current students. So, if you want to know a little bit more, and, this was also a lot more information based. If you want to have a one-to-one connect with the students, we will organize it somewhere in March, and I'll share with you the details. We hope you would join us then. And in case, if you have any further queries, you can visit our webpage at ximuniversity.edu.in, or you can visit our Facebook and Instagram page. It's with the name School of Human Settlements. We also have a YouTube channel where you can find videos related to the school. You can also raise your queries through the WhatsApp number of the Dean School of Human Settlements office. The number is 63707-04393. And thank you and a happy weekend. Hope you had a good time. And if you have any queries, hope to meet you soon. And if you have any queries, please do raise questions. We'll be glad to answer them.
I know Vashika girl, she was here or she is joining right now?
She's joining right now.
Okay. Hi, Vishika.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. I think, don't you think you are quite late?
No, sir, I joined the meeting
Okay,
earlier.
joined. Then, okay, you got disconnected. Fine. Then it is okay. Yes, please continue, ma'am.
Sure. Thank you, everyone.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hope see you soon. Bye.